Hello friends, welcome back to the channel. Today we will be discussing on the draft grid code. This is the first amendment of the grid code 2023. This grid code has been published on CRC website on 12th June 2024 and presently the draft grid code has been sent to different stakeholders for their comments. Once the comments will come, the CRC will discuss on these comments and publish the publish the first amendment of the grid code and what are the changes that has been emphasized. So in the draft grid code, certain changes has been proposed. So we will be discussing these changes. So let's start. So what are the changes which has been done? The first change has been done in the clause 2 of regulation 19. The clause 2 of regulation 19 basically deals with the informed power. So what exactly the informed power is? The power which any generating station generates and send it to the grid before the date of commercialization, that is before COD, is called inform power. So in 2023 grid code, it has been said that you cannot inject inform power for a duration more than 1 year from the first synchronization. That is the first time you start sending the inform power, you cannot exceed 1 year duration. That, but this clause has been given some relaxation for renewable energy generating stations and energy storage systems. For them, they were allowed that they can inject the inform power into the grid even after 1 year of date of synchronization. Secondly, another addition has been done that injection of inform power shall not exceed 45 days from the date of FTC approval for REGS and energy storage system. That once the FTC approval has been done, they cannot inject the inform power for more than 45 days. So they have to get their units commercialized. So this is the first change which has been discussed. The second change which is proposed in the regulation is the extension of the inform power time period, which has been discussed in the change one, that for renewable energy generating station and energy storage system, this 1 year would not be valid and they would be get some extension. So the extension time allowed for a generating station, for renewable energy generating station and ESS for injection of inform power is extended further by 6 months, but they have to give a detailed reason why this extension is required, and the period and at least 10 days advance notice is required before the completion of 1 year that they want to go for extension. Also, if they want to extend further by 6 months, they can still raise that application to the respective RLDC along with the detailed reason why the extension is required. But this time the extension has to be made 30 days before the deadline end of 1 year. So this is basically a continuation of the first change of the first change which has been proposed in the regulation. Third change which has been proposed in the draft regulation is that is about the regulation 22. In the regulation 22, uh, basically talks about the trial run period. Trial run period is basically the period at which a generating station has to run before declaring the COD. For thermal generating station, it is the period of 72 hours. For renewable generating station, some leverage has been given in this. So for wind turbine, the case is that they have to run for continuous period of 4 hours, but that continuous period of 4 hours has been replaced with words that is 4 hours on a cumulative basis in a single day. Means if the wind availability is not certain, then in that case, if they are able to run 4 hours on a full load or the load requirement as per the generating station capacity, if they can show that capacity for 4 hours in a single day, still that it is been deemed that the wind turbine has done its trial run operation. The fourth change which has been proposed in the regulation is regarding the pump storage system. as per the Grid Code 2023, for a pump storage system to go for a successful trial run, it has to show the design capabilities of, at the rated water drying levels with the requisite metering and the protection system in service. But the regulation has given the relaxation, considering that if and if the station is ready, but it doesn't have the sufficient water level in the reservoir, then it can still go for COD. It can still go for trial run and declare a COD. But the condition is that it has to show the capabilities as per the water level which is present in the reservoir. The rated water dram levels. What are the capabilities at rated water dram level? It has to show that capability. And when the sufficient water will be available, in that condition, it has to show the design capabilities. And in failure to do so, means in failure to show the design capabilities at the sufficient water level, in that and the pump storage system decided to derate its capacity, then that deration will be effective from the date of the COD. So this change has been proposed in the uh, proposed regulation. So next we will talk about fifth change is related to regulation 27 clause 2 of the principal regulation, that is grid code of 2023. In the principal regulation it has been said that the D is the date of commercial operation date of the said generating station, but the clause has been modified in the sense that D should be read as the date when generating station intimates the commercial operation of the generating station. So that's the definition change has been proposed. The sixth change is related to the regulation 45 clause 12 of the principal regulation. Basically, the clause 12 of regulation 45 talks about the part load compensation. That is, a thermal generating station has to be compensated for its running below the technetium level or at the less than the below the normative operation level. So stations whose tariff is determined under section 62 or 63 will be compensated for part load for generation below the normative level operation in terms of the provision of the contract entered into by such generating station with the beneficiaries, or in the absence of such provision in the contract as per the mechanism as specified by the commission. But in the proposed regulation, it has been said that the stations whose tariff is determined under 63 will be dealt as per the uh, contract entered by the generating station with the buyers or the beneficiaries. And for the stations whose tariff is determined under section 62 will be compensated as per the part load compensation as per the provision of the applicable tariff regulation. So these two stations would be made, the stations who are covering under section 62 or 63 will be made separate. The seventh change which has been proposed in the draft regulation is related to the regulation 49. As per the principal regulation, the regulation 49 says that the generating station whose tariff is determined under section 62 of that may sell its unrequisitioned surplus as available at 9:45 a.m. That is the amount of surplus which the beneficiaries have not scheduled for in a block. The generating station may sell that power in the day ahead market unless that consent is withheld by the beneficiary or buyer writing. So, if the buyer or beneficiary is withholding the consent in writing, till that time, the generating station can sell that unrequisitioned power in the market. So, in the proposed regulation, that word unless the consent has been deleted, and now there is no need of requirement of the beneficiary, or there is no need of requirement of the consent of the beneficiaries in selling the unrequisitioned surplus in the day ahead market if that is being not scheduled by the beneficiaries till 9:45 a.m. in a D-1 day. The eighth change is the major change which has been proposed in this regulation. This change is related to Regulation 49 Clause 2, and the basic purpose of this change is to ensuring the technical minimum for the generating units. So, what the basically the proposed regulation is that in case any generating station whose tariff is determined under Section 62 of CRC, if that generating station gets scheduled below technical minimum level during the off-peak hours and getting the schedule above technical minimum level in during the peak hours, then the NLDC can look into in providing the technical minimum schedule for the generating station during the off-peak hours. And these off-peak hours and the peak hours will be declared by the RLDC uh, at the start of the month. So let's look at the methodology which NLDC will use in ensuring the techniminium schedule for the generating stations whose schedule is below techniminium level during the off-peak hours. So uh, this will be done under the SCD. In SCD already we know that NLDC prepare a list of stations on the basis of merit order reading. Then if any station has to be provided a technical minimum schedule, then the highest among the generating station whose schedule is above technical minimum, that is the station whose ECR is highest, and that station is getting the above technical minimum schedule, then in that case that station will be brought down, and the station whose has to be provided a technical minimum schedule will get a ramp up. So this would be done considering all the transmission, congestion, and ramp down rate and response time. So what are the two options which NLDC has given? Also, what are the two bases in which this will be done? In case the SCD energy charge or the SCD compensation as applicable of such generating station, that is, if any station which has to be, which will be brought down to ensure the technical minimum schedule for the another generating station, and the station which has been brought down has the ECR higher than the station which has to be provided a minimum turn down level schedule, then in that case that difference of amount will be shared as per the current SCD procedure, that is 50-50, 50 among the 50 among the beneficiaries and the 50 among 50% among the other stations, 50% among the stations which has been ramp up or ramp down. And in second case, if any station which has to be brought down provide a turn down level schedule for the another station, and the station which has been brought down has the ECR or the energy charge rate lower than the station which has been ramped up, in that case that difference of the amount will be recovered from the beneficiary uh, whose schedule is below the technical minimum level for the generating station which we are providing the minimum turn down level schedule. For example, if station A and B is there, and station B is not getting the technical minimum schedule during the off-peak hours, and the station A is having a schedule above the technical minimum level, then in that case, and also the station A ECR is lower than the station B. So the station A will be ramped down and station B will be ramped up. So we are basically lowering down the uh, lower cost provider and ramping up the upper cost. So the difference of the amount means the difference of the energy charge rate which has been incurred. In that case, that amount will be recovered from the B's beneficiary who has not provided the turn down level schedule for the generating station. So this is how that cost will be recovered. I hope it's clear to you. So this is the basically a major change which has been done in this grid regulation. The ninth change which has been proposed in this regulation is basically we have already discussed, and that is also related to a regulation 49 clause 4. The proposed regulation says that downward revision of a schedule by the beneficiaries or buyers for D day after 1430 of D minus on D minus 1 day will not be allowed if their share is already below the turn down level in the generating station. For example, let's talk about there are two states A and B, and their minimum turn down level schedule for a generating station is 300 300. Already state A is giving a 400 megawatt and state B is giving to only 200 megawatt. So after 1430 on D minus 1 day basis, the station A has the right to revise its schedule to 300 megawatt, but station B, whose the minimum turn down level schedule for that generating station is for 300 and it's giving only 200, the station B has no right to further downward revision of the schedule. So it has been ensured that if you are not giving the schedule, if you are giving the schedule below the technical minimum level, then a generating and then the buyers or beneficiaries cannot revise further downward if the schedule is below their technical minimum level share. If the schedule is above the technical minimum level share, then the beneficiaries or buyers have the full right to revise it to their uh, uh, turn down level share. So this is the change which has been proposed. The 10th change which has been proposed is that, we have already discussed earlier also, that number of revisions which would be allowed to the generating stations or any stations during the day. So presently the rule is already in the service, in the rule is already applicable. Uh, that is, a generating station is allowed maximum four. A thermal generating station is allowed maximum 4 revisions of DC in a day, and that will be subjected to revision 60 in a month. So a thermal generating stations cannot do more than 60 revisions in a month, though it has the flexibility to do 4 DC revisions in a day. But all this has to be uh, recorded in writing, and what is the why the generating station is basically revising in DC, either in the upward direction or in the downward direction. So that has to be recorded in the in writing. So this all has been discussed. This major 10 changes has been discussed in this draft grid code, which has been proposed on 12th June 2024. So thank you. If you like the video, please press the like button and do subscribe to my channel.